Welcome back to day one of All-Star 2019. Mark and I are back for some TFT Littles matches. In a little while, Lothar is going to join us to help us break down this game. Excited to have him as well.
Yep, worked with him before. He's a great guy. But before we get there, we have to take a look at the Littles competing in their first heat. We've got Pabu up first with Sneaky, Clid, Bofo, and then the other half of the lobby will be comprised of Saros, Levi, Chippies, and No Mans.
And the only pairing that I know and remember is Becca, who placed first in our Legends match, is paired with Pabu.
Yeah.
So he's the one to watch. They have a lot of points already.
I'm not sure how much advice they really gave.
She said she didn't even know until like right now.
Yeah.
So you get some speed coaching in.
Yeah.
Go Ocean Mages!
Like you should go actually just watch some VODs. Really.
Our synergy is off there. We both shot different comps.
That's because you have a strange hatred for certain comps.
That's true. Here we go though. Perfect Ocean Mages opening already.
I love it. I like the Ocean tile a lot. It feels really good when you have something that you want to get an ult off right away, and having the ability to do that. Like Zyra's early and stuff like that feels really good to drop on there.
Zyra's early is always a very good thing. Let's see. Seeing a decent amount of Oceans, Predators, and Woodland Druids. Very, very common. See what items people are looking for though.
Expected.
Yeah, as to be expected, as those are mainly the champions that show up first, Mark.
So as much as I enjoy, Woodland Druid where you don't, I definitely don't think I want to see another 16 win streaking who manages to hit pretty much all the 1-drops, the 3 stars.
What's your preferred hyper roll strategy then? Is it?
I really like Predator. I like doing the Woodland Druid too, but I really enjoy when basically what Becca's build was, where you have the 3-starred Skarner who you make this like uber tank, and then he just doesn't die and slowly whittles down all the competition. It feels amazing. It's so frustrating because they can't kill you.
Yeah, you're a big fan of the D-key compositions.
I'm fans of D-key compositions, and I'm fans of annoying my opponents. I really like drain tank type champions. Like I tried to do a 3-star Vlad hyper carry thing at one point. Not quite as good.
I mean, so we're watching this right now. We're actually, a lot of these players doing some good scouting. So they at least, like these are decent players. The only difference between the Legends and these Littles is that they are not challengers. So that's a pretty decent cutoff. Like Grandmaster and Masters are still extremely good players. Oh, here we go. Finish up your key bindings real quick.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't want to see what he went to? But I agree, like, it sounds little like, oh, who knows? Some of them I don't think have played quite as much, but quite a few have actually played a good amount. You see him with a completed Warwick in shop.
Yeah, you can tell Clid was told, you're playing Ocean Mages. Only buy Ocean Mages.
Otherwise, if you're watching, definitely buy those 3.
Yeah, because 2-starring early on goes a really long way. See, he's got 2 of the Talias, though. You can splash Mountain really early for some of the Mage openers as well.
Yeah, a little harder when you're not on the Mountain tile, because you can't get the Talia then.
Yep. Or Kiana, you mean?
Oh, excuse me, yeah. Kiana. Sneaky going for Woodland Druid opener. Has a lot of pieces, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Woodland Druid's best opener. Let's see, trying to remain very flexible early on. See what you roll early, and then...
Ooh, that's nice.
After first items, you can commit more. Nice. Yeah, level 2 Maokai, level 2 Nasus. He even levels up. He's going for a hard win streak here. Level 2 Nasus plus the full Woodlands.
Saw Sneaky put the Maokai on the Ocean thing. Don't need to do that. Oh, Maokai doesn't use mana.
Yeah, he's got the auto attack passive, so...
Yeah.
Least effective user of the entire one. Early Infernal.
Yeah.
Spend money on upgrading Varus too. Interesting.
Yeah, that's one of the things that some people, if you know it's not going to be in your late game build and you don't need it for immediate power, which is kind of the case in early game, it's not a huge deal to lose streak. It does not sell for the full amount, so.
Levi already Rage Blade on the Kindred going for Shadows.
Got 3 of them.
Definitely strong early on. They're all very good individual units just by themselves, and even though Shadow was nerfed a bit, still definitely viable. Chasing Saros around.
Yeah. Hopefully you see some emoting.
Actually, that's one of the best parts about this compared to all the other auto battlers is being able to move around and interact with your little legends.
Yeah, I liked what you're pointing out as well. I forget who was doing it in the last game, but like chasing down your opponent
when you're about to do damage.
Yeah, because everyone runs away, and that's something that happens in a lot of auto battlers. As the damage comes flying in, you try and hide in the corner and live as long as possible. So you chase them down and put your little legend right next to it.
Yeah, it literally does. Like, it's not going to benefit you. It's just you're trying to execute your opponent. Yeah, because you're guaranteed to win, but you just really stick it to them if you give the damage first.
It's like awkward tango. If you don't know who's going to win, you're both kind of moving closer and further away.
Both low, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really the key to Becca's success in the last game as well was who's starring so many 5 costs.
Yeah.
So we'll see as we shift through this lobby, like who's econing really hard to try and get that level 8, start getting the better chances for the 5 costs.
You were saying you were in favor of the econ strategy for newer players, right?
Oh yeah, especially since this is the Littles that are receiving coaching. I think it's super consistent to econ pretty hard early because a lot of people will burn too much early on.
Yeah.
Spend money re-rolling when they don't need to.
Leveling up. Yeah, I'm with you because I think econing is also maybe the harder part to master, but it's the most consistent thing because if you're not good at rolling down and you do it kind of slow and you level up too early or something and you kind of mess with your own odds, I think hitting a lot of 3 stars can be difficult.
Let's see how this items shook out, by the way. Who are we on? Full banner. Sneaky. He's got a full Phantom Dancer already, plus a belt, which you can turn into a Morellonomicon. Those are 2 of my favorite items on the current set.
Yeah, I think so. There's a couple general items that you can pretty much build all the time. That's 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know, GA as well.
All right, it's about time we're gonna bring on our analyst Lothar, who played a lot of Hearthstone, played a lot of shooter games, but most recently, TFT, how has the grind been going for you? Huh? Okay.
There's just too many Jack Ryan ads on your Twitch recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of them you can tell probably have a little less experience. Clid, you know, maybe leaving up too many things in the shop and stuff. But overall, a lot of people have played it before. I know we did the Rise of the Elements Invitational together.
Yep.
And it's cool how much the meta has changed from just like a month ago when that was, where Lights and Shadow were kind of dominating a lot of the lobbies, and now it's totally different.
Well, I would say that Shadow is like an underappreciated trait right now, and there's a lot of let's say possibilities for a player to scout the lobby, see no one else is playing Shadow. Oh, I can easily 3-star my Kindred, I can easily 3-star my Scion, and just go for that, you know. And then Shadow is very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, especially you get Master Yi later too.
Yeah, the 3-star Kindred carry is one that I've seen people try, and you can put some items on, and like you put Mage on it or something, or you give it like a faster cast so it can actually kite. So if you get like a Seraphs or something, I've seen some people try that stuff. It looks really cool, but I haven't been able to get it to work.
The problem is sometimes it misses on ults when someone has a Phantom Dancer, and that's a little bit annoying, but in general I feel like the potential of bursting any champion down from just one ultimate just tilts you know, the favor in your way. But I see there's a lot of ocean, there's a lot of woodlands in the early game here, so normal stuff.
Yeah, especially since these are the Littles that were coached. I talked to so many of the legends, and they were like, oh, okay, we only have a couple of minutes to give them advice. Like, what's the most simple advice to give to someone like trying to climb right now? It's probably like Ocean Mage is one of the easy, like consistent ones to go for. So.
Or build Renekton's.
Yeah, there you go. Put a Phantom Dancer on him for added defense.
You can actually put anything on Renekton.
There you go.
Either defensive or offensive, because he scales with AP both in damage and in heal. So let's say a death cap on him is super effective because it goes both ways. It's like a death cap on Vladimir, an example. It goes the same way because it increases the damage, increases the heal, so it's super effective.
Yeah. I actually really like one of the things about this genre, like hipster builds, kind of like you're talking about. If everybody else has given up on Shadows, then things that are not bought, right, can still be a viable strategy, even if it was previously nerfed. we were flaming.
Yeah,
we were hard flaming lights. And we're like, oh yes, very rarely we see people going lights anymore. But then we talked to Scar, not only Toast as well, but Scar was like, yeah, I actually like lights on mountain map when people do go Renekton because Vayne can cut through a lot of the HP.
Yep. The problem for Toast was that he didn't get Yorick.
Yeah, he never got it.
He never got it, so he didn't have the spatula item for lights as well. So he was stuck at 5 lights instead of 6. And that was like the breaking point for the entire composition. You either lose or you go big.
And that's the problem. If Ocean Mages, which a big part of Ocean Mage is actually summoners, which isn't even in the name, if they're all taking Yoricks, then it's going to be much harder.
Yeah.
Even though people aren't going lights, they're taking some of your difficult to get pieces.
Yeah, Yorick is one of those champions that can be used in almost every single composition. And also, which is very interesting, a 2-star Yorick is also used as a transition unit. So you can sell him and lose, by the way, a lot of gold on that.
Forecasters.
Yeah, but you can sell the items that he was holding because they fit well on Zed. And Singed and Zed are currently the end game composition pieces that you probably go for. So Yorick is still a very contested piece, and this is why playing lights is such a gamble because you level after everyone else.
Yeah, because you're hyper rolling, spending all your money. None of them going for it in this round, though.
Yep, Levi's Shadow Inferno Ranger comp.
Like you're talking about, pretty easy for him to scoop up a bunch of shadows.
Pabu's going for the Predators, but wow, he has Static Shift on Volibear.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal.
Yeah, most people would normally throw that on the Kog'Maw because Predator, any damage source can proc their passive to get the execute.
By the way, that's a conversation I had today. Because I personally don't like Static Shift on Kog'Maw. I would prefer to have it on Skarner or Rek'Sai, since the attack speed is the same, but the survival rate on those two characters is way higher than Kog'Maw, especially in a metagame where there's a lot of assassins. But at the same time, if you scout your lobby, you do see maybe there's not many people going assassins, then that Static Shift also makes sense.
Yeah, and I definitely like sticking a lot of the tanky stuff on the Skarner or Rek'Sais because their ability to execute so high already anyways, that like if you can get a Warmogs on them and they're 3-starred and you get in the Crystal or Steel buff, like they heal so much through that, it makes it super strong too.
What is No Man's playing? Druid Woodland. What a surprise. Early game, I heard that's a good composition.
He can go Kobe's favorite thing. He keeps talking about it when you go for the transition with electric. He has a Ornn.
I actually really like the burst damage when you hit 3 electrics.
4, right?
Yeah, or if you get the if you get the Lux, if you get the Lux at the end, then that's the dream.
You know what's funny? Whenever I get 4 electric, I just sell everything and just play like multiple Ornns, multiple Volibears.
Yeah, because they can all proc it.
Yeah, it's like insane.
Yeah, like the damage goes, I think 70, 250, 500.
Yeah, it's like an ultimate level on just a critical hit or critical like miss or whatever happens with your unit. So it's insane. It's like the ultimate high roll.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to put it.
As you can see here, since we have so many Ocean Mage players, one of the big parts is also holding Zyra's. Zyra's super good early on, if you upgrade her, but also you can just hold on to them and upgrade it a little bit later because you want to put it in eventually, since it's Inferno and the Summoner. You have that classic combination with Brand, Annie.
Also interesting point that there was a moment in the metagame where Brand 2 was the go-to unit.
Yeah.
But that changed a lot, and even though there was not many changes when it comes to the characters, like Brand was still very playable after the nerf.
Yep.
But people started to realize that Zyra, with the same items that typically you put it on Brand, is way more consistent, but only in Ocean 4 composition, because she gets the ult so often, while triggering the Morels way earlier than Brand and getting consistent damage on a lot of champions, while Brand sometimes fizzles his ult, he just targets someone who dies before the ult goes off, and then it just disappears. Or the mage buff just doesn't work because it's a 50-50. So nowadays, Zyra is my go-to champion when it comes to like putting items on her.
Plus, you can do it so early.
Yeah,
she carries you really early because you can immediately, for the carousel, go for a Morellos right off the bat, and it's an insane early carry.
That's, I mean, it's a Yorick. Probably could use it.
He looks like he's really wants to go with the Predator Poison.
He's in a good spot. Just needs
slap it in.
3 more Kog'Maws, and Pabu didn't have to hyper roll. I mean, it's unlikely from here that you can complete it, or you at least definitely shouldn't spend money trying to do that, but if you can get to the 3-star Cog, he actually becomes super strong.
Oh, he gets demolished.
Slapped up. There's an early brand there. Level 6, and Buffalo's already got 1. That's pretty decent for
Needs 2 more
mages.
Vladimir's as well to 3-star his Vlad.
Oh, comes down to the last auto there.
There's like a 96 mana out of the ultimate.
Yeah, incredibly close. Oh wow, he's going for the 3-star Varus. He's going for it.
So he's re-rolling now without leveling up. Can complete his Malzahar. I feel like you may as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got plenty of the shadows to work with. Does he want?
Yeah, what was that thing?
Yeah.
I like the banished item though. It gains so much value on Rise of the Elements because
It's so telegraphed.
hex squares, yeah. Easier to target people. You don't have to scout early on, or I mean, it doesn't really matter.
I was watching, I was casting a tournament, and this guy had a really like 5,000 big brain play where you can use it after the board spawns. As long as you put your item on your unit before the action starts, it will go through. So it was a late game situation, it was really close, and he got one off of like the Rift Herald or whatever it was. And so you wait until the enemy spawns on your board, and then you put it on the one unit that you need to knock up, as opposed to, you know, a lot of people are dancing their units around trying to find it. You just have to make sure you quickly identify the right place to put it, because as soon as the units start moving, the banish won't happen.
There's also one way of using Zephyr to get another advantage is that if you have, let's say, 2 Zephyrs, you can Zephyr an entire front line, and you can instantly target something that is behind that front line. So that's another thing, instead of just, let's say, canceling for 8 seconds and 80 carry from your opponent, it's just better to kill him instantly.
Yeah.
Because you just target straight through the front line.
A little earlier in the meta, people were pretty much always trying to rush Zephyrs on Rise of the Elements.
Yeah, the problem is Zephyr is way more effective late game than early game.
Yeah.
And also, you know, if you have a belt, you probably would like to prioritize Morello.
You need Morellos no matter what.
Levi with the APM here, trying to shift through. Everybody's got branches in their shops, though.
Yeah, it seems like no one is going for the brand.
Yeah, it keeps on showing back up. I think the mage players is not getting it, because we definitely had at least one Ocean Mage.
Vagar, well, is it Foreshadow?
Yeah,
it's Foreshadow, okay.
It's still the level 1 Kindred, though. You hate to see it. Nobody else picking up Kindreds. It's still at level 1.
Still the XP damage. Pretty gross.
Yeah, the Predators are not doing well right now.
Look at his bench, too, actually. 2 more away. He's going for the 3-star Varus.
There's so many Scorners appearing for Pabu. He's not buying them.
Skarner is actually my favorite one of the Predators to get that 3-star.
Yeah, I mean, he's insane on actually any map, because he has so much synergy with all the elemental hexes, but specifically with Monten, because his max health and then combining it with Crystal just gives him so much more survivor.
So what is he holding out for? He's been holding onto that Volibear for so long.
Well, so
he's actually setting it right now.
Wait, he's not picking up the Twitch either, so he's not getting poisoned yet.
So he goes for the random ton instead?
Yeah, it feels like okay, so he's putting in Berserkers. So look, he just really wants to 3-star everything that he started with.
That's a complicated pivot, I would say.
Yeah.
That's a nice way of putting it.
And there were 2 Jaxes there. Wait, what's happening?
I don't know. He rebought a new Volibear.
Yeah, because, I mean, you have a Warwick in the front, and I would almost always want a Volibear over a Warwick. You're never really going to use the Warwick.
He also didn't move his Shiv. So you're thinking you want to move the Shiv onto a Predator.
Right. Probably the Cog,
but he wins!
It's okay.
Big brain move.
Berserkers are one that I saw high roll. If you get like the Olaf upgraded and the right items on Olaf,
I feel like people were doing that a lot. It fell off so much because everyone has like started rushing Morellos and all this healing cutting. But if you get those stuns,
if you have Glacial like 4 at least. It feels like Olaf can still go off. The problem is, it all depends on your positioning. Since Olaf is a berserker, and by the way, he jumps to the closest target. You can sometimes affect that, especially with Zephyrs. You can make him jump to the backline, straight to the backline in the beginning of the fight. So if you can use that mobility and the items effectively, seems like Olaf might be the carry still, but it's way harder to make it consistent.
Yeah, especially with the nerf to his mana.
Yeah,
I feel like it takes
70 to 95 now.
That was a pretty.
It takes a lot longer for him to actually ult, so that's why he kind of fell off.
Especially on Bronze Olaf, because he generates only 8 mana per attack.
My most hated comp, Mark. Here it is. You can see some of the hyper-rolled woodlands.
Yeah.
Woodland assassins.
Ocean Mage.
Shadow Diana.
No Man's had a lot of items on his bench and couldn't get them onto his board before it started. So like the Zeke's Herald not doing much.
Sneaky gets the win. Doesn't kill him though.
2 HP left. And that's way before Raptors. That just feels so bad.
Oh, there's a Singed and a Zed on the carousel. Wait, was Pabu the one with the poison setup then?
He was the one who had the poison, yeah.
He just got singed. That will make your comp as much as you're failing in the early game.
Just don't put that shiv on him.
0 auto
I think
attack.
that's the worst itemization you can do.
All right, if he doesn't have a Morella Nomicon, that is #1 on the list then now.
I don't think he did.
Oh wait, we're in 4 already. He's not gonna have time to collect parts.
Yeah, you just have to hope it drops.
Yeah, because in 5 they're combined items.
I mean, there are still Raptors, right?
Yeah. Right, that's what I was saying. You have to hope that.
You got to hope. You got like one more chance.
And No Man's.
Oh, he's got it.
That's No Man's. So
yeah, now we're
pick something else.
Yeah, he's an Ocean Mage.
Ooh, he went for the double cast Tibbers for Annie.
Yeah, still only 1 cost though, or excuse me, 1 star. Pabu.
Singed in.
Gotta probably level. Oh, I can't quite.
That's just over Olaf, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Poison is actually so good too, because
against Ocean Mage, it's especially strong.
Well, that's the second Annie.
Yeah, well, see if she gets a double cast.
Yeah, that's the double cast.
There.
But it's still like that Vladimir just heals a lot.
Yeah, and he's playing versus a 2-star brand. Where he only had a 1-star. Or he didn't even have a brand.
No, he doesn't. He has Zyra's waiting to go to transition over to it, but never found it.
Ah, and the pieces go back in the pool now. So not only do you get that victory, but he's gonna be able to find his upgrades as well. Oh, the Zed with GA already.
Oh boy.
Wait, he didn't have the LeBlanc though. So did he even have 3 assassins? I didn't quite see.
I thought he did.
Okay.
Oh, that's a golden Varus.
All right.
Very rarely, I haven't seen a gold Varus in a long time, actually.
It's like a very uncontested piece.
Yeah.
So it feels like you can do it. You can make it a 3-star almost every single game. But the problem is, he's a tier 2. So the longer the game goes, if you don't hyper roll for him, it's harder to actually make him a 3-star than a tier 3 unit, like Kindred and stuff.
Yeah, and 3, 4, and 5 cost units, they only go up. Like tier 3 never gets a lower probability.
Yeah.
So even in late game when you're rolling to find your 4 and 5 cost, you can still hopefully 3-star a 3 cost relatively easily. But Pabu's staying alive now. With the poison in, using Zed, or excuse me, Singed. Yeah.
I learned a new thing, by the way, when it comes to hyper rolling and 3-starring units. So apparently, when you 3-star a unit, you can never get it in the shop anymore.
Really?
Yeah. And that changes the way you hyper roll. So if you get a 3-star unit early, like the earliest, that motivates you to even hyper roll more because it puts the odds on other units higher.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Huh, I did not know that. It's funny because we were watching Toast roll down, and he found the Vayne upgrade for the 3rd Vayne, the 3-star it.
The round had already started.
But the round had already started, so it didn't auto-combine, and his shop gave him another Vayne that he bought, because he's now...
That would have been another champion if he would have made it earlier.
Yeah, that's cool to see.
Going for the 3-star LeBlanc here as well.
Well, he's got a Nico's help, so he can complete it whenever he wants.
Is there anything else that he would use the Nico on? Brand, maybe.
So he's in 6 Mage, which you don't see that often.
Well,
all right.
Brand definitely then.
Yeah. I mean, Klid's at 56, so he can actually chill with it and wait to see what else he ends up going for.
I would prefer to level up instead because that no teaser just...
Yeah, your likelihood of finding an upgrade at this point.
Yeah.
You get a lot of value, and it doesn't cost that much to go from 6 to 7.
There's a lot of players who have done their rolling at 6, where it seems like in the meta, 7 and 8 are much more preferred by most people.
I mean, yeah, because 7, if you're going for the 4 cost, if you're going for brand, higher percentage. Let's take a look. The Singe got combined into Dragonclaw as well. He's probably feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, I think Pabu's in a pretty decent spot, all things considered.
I'm telling you, no matter how much you're struggling early, if you get that first Singe, you feel renewed. The hope is there. Just build the Morello then.
There's also a golden Renekton, and that does help
That's
a lot, you know?
gonna go a long way.
But he has no items, apart from the Zephyr. But, you know. So,
yeah, not really a combat item.
so there's a potential Shojin here for Klid. He can, I mean, he already gave the BF to LeBlanc, so now he can add the tier to that and have a very strong LeBlanc with, actually with 6 mages. She can target two different
the double
champions,
casts.
and they don't have to be in range. They can be anywhere on the board.
Yeah.
So LeBlanc on a freestyle is actually a very powerful carry.
And there's no other better thing you're making out of that
Yeah, I was
sword.
gonna say, the IE
Shojin is the ideal combination for the LeBlanc.
In Assassin, sometimes IE can be better for the LeBlanc, but not when you're in the mage version.
Ah, see, that's the Kog'Maw with the ship. It was that first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's nice about the Predator comp when you manage to 3-star some of the frontline units, is it doesn't actually even matter if your Kog'Maw dies first, because the Skarners and the Rek'Sais can put in so much work. And the
This
Stinge.
Maokai, pile it on the Maokai.
So
I don't think they can kill him.
they cannot kill him.
Maybe they can.
They can, because the Mundo's also got the...
There's
Warhawk,
one
right?
problem.
Well, they're gonna get the Predator hit.
Oh,
my, wait, maybe
no.
not.
No.
Sin
Maokai!
is not helping. You know what's happening here? Maokai is healing with each attack because he gets triggered by a magical damage going from a spell.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it works the same way with summoners. Whenever a summoner attacks him, he heals.
And in overtime, you know, he actually attacks so much faster. So when there's a Singe healing him, every hit, you know, is just hunking him back up.
Even with the decrease of him healing in overtime,
it's still better.
It's bonkers. It's so much.
I think that's actually the biggest thing for this lobby. I want to see more healing cutting.
Yeah,
I don't really see any. I haven't seen very many Morellos.
Or red buffs even.
Yeah,
I see a
or even-
lot of Zephyrs.
Yeah.
There's like 3 Zephyrs on.
All these belts.
Everyone's got Zephyrs.
That's right. Well, this is a shadow player, so
Yeah.
Well, Kindred has a built-in Grievous Wounded,
exactly.
so it's okay, I guess.
Shadow's fine.
Yeah.
Typically, she doesn't require to have the Grievous ones at some point because she deals so much damage, she just one-taps almost everyone.
Oh, boy, this
never
is
mind.
gonna be the end for Pabu, I think.
Yeah. Ripperonis.
How much damage was that virus? I didn't see, unfortunately.
Yeah, I didn't see the number pop up either.
There's the force of nature.
Oh baby.
Right in front of Sneaky.
Wait,
Doesn't want it.
Oh my.
No one wants it.
Does he?
Does anyone?
What is he
want-
upgrading with this Singe? What's going on?
Wow.
I'm very curious
But
to
it's
see the board
BT
now.
Singe, so even if it upgrades, the item is useless.
Yeah.
That's the thing about Singe is there's so many. We talk about like, oh man, every item's great on LeBlanc and stuff with these gloves. Like Singed is
Yeah, he's upgrading with it.
okay.
So it's a level 2 Singe though.
He has the Bloodfist in his
And he has a
backpack,
Morello
you know?
Nomicon,
Yeah.
so he's one of the few people who has the Morello Singe.
Mystery solved.
So there's a huge spike, sorry. It's a huge spike on the Singe too.
Yeah, Singe 2 and with Morello's is gonna go a
But
long
at
way.
the same time, he was pretty healthy, and a Force of Nature is such like a game-winning item potential.
Did Klid miscount the Vagars?
That's what we were both pointing out. I was like, it's very odd to use the Nikos that early. Unless he's guaranteed, he's like, I'm not going for the brand upgrade. I'm 100% using this on the level 3 Vagar.
No.
I
probably
think he
does.
just miscounted.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
I thought
dead
he-
here anyways,
Yeah.
so it didn't matter. It was just, you know, style points by Klid. Make sure you use everything up.
Maybe he just didn't want to die with the Nikos on
Yeah, exactly. You don't
on
look
the
like
bench,
you used
you
all
know.
your resources.
There's a lot of shadow on the bench. But
Ooh, Ocean.
it is an ocean, okay.
Yeah, no, not good for him.
9 win streak on it. Let's go.
His little legend became a big legend.
Ah, he's a clicker. Wait, now he's switching over to using the key.
So he's looking for science. He's looking for Malzakars, is he?
Yeah. All the
Yi,
shadows.
Yi's-
Yeah, I'm sure he
Yi's
takes.
sick.
He has one Yi and the Janna ready to go.
Wait, all those Vegars are back in the pool.
Oh yeah, he's stoked that.
He doesn't need
Is
to
he
fight
gonna,
them,
he's
though.
gonna switch it for Malzahar?
He doesn't
No,
have.
he already had.
He doesn't have one in. He's actually 4 away.
The Singe, baby. The Singe with the Bloodthirster. that's also a good BM move.
Yeah.
He's a pacifist, you know?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if poisoning people counts as pacifism.
Sneaky's got the top 2 units in the game, though, with the Singe and the Zed. And he's got items for them. All right, Sarah.
Assassin bonus. Well, that's not really useful.
No.
No. I mean, you can put it on Yi.
To jump back there?
Yeah. I think you give up on the mouse. Yeah, okay.
Thornmail's always
If he
fine.
gets Zed, he can use the assassin bonus because the first copy of Zed counts as a new character because it's a
Yeah.
technically speaking someone else.
Yeah.
So if he puts the assassin bonus on someone else, he gets 3 assassins after the first clone, but still would require Zed.
Yeah, and he has enough econ to level up eventually and enough health to get there, so.
Yeah.
2 more Kindreds, too. That's probably going to get that level 3.
Yeah, that Baker is not needed there. Like,
It's taking up space.
yeah.
He
What?
could go
Oh,
to
okay.
8, yeah.
Well, because I thought he was going to swap the Malzahar for the Vigar when he sold the Malzahar on his bench, but then he just gave up on 3-starring all of them.
Nami could be used instead of Jaina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Cyan.
Roll down, roll down, roll down.
Here we go.
Faster.
Oh, he's going for the 3-star Jaina. That's what.
Wait, keep rolling. Just roll all the way down.
From all the tier 4 units, I think Jaina would have been on the lowest point of my list.
Uh-huh.
You know?
I'm not. Does she have? Because some 3-cost unit or 3-star units have insane scaling things. I don't
They
know if
all
she's-
have.
Yeah, I don't
They
know
all have.
what her healing is at 3 cost, but
It's like over the top, but you know, I would rather have someone who just destroys auto compositions rather
Yeah.
than my own.
Would you spam the rest of your money now to re-roll and try and hit your Scion Kindred spikes to try and execute them and kill them as quick as possible, or econ? Because I would roll for them.
I would definitely roll.
Yeah.
I mean they're so low. They're at like they can only take 2 more losses, right?
You only need 1 Scion, 2 Kindreds. Just buy 3 costs, so you buy all the 3 costs to block more of them, and just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Because level 9 is so far away, you're probably not going level 9.
Lights.
Probably doesn't have a place in this comp.
Yeah, not feeling it.
You know what's funny? Even when you play Woodlands, you probably won't play Woodland Lux.
No.
Unless she's 2-star.
Yeah, because late game, yeah, the regen's not.
Yeah, and if you can clone the Lux, it's pretty cool, but it takes up a slot too, which could probably be a more efficient.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's got the 2-star Yi.
I think it's a decent item as well.
Still not enough.
He put the Assassin on the 3-star Varus just for the extra damage. Since he's ranged, he acquires the target anyway, not going to jump. How do you feel about them taking out the doubling of stats on the spatula items? I think it was good.
You think it was good?
I do.
I kind of miss it.
I think it was too strong.
But there's some times where, like, late game, you get the light unit or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just, like, totally useless.
It's actually, yeah.
Yeah, so at least, like, it'd feel a little bit better if it wasn't even, like, if it was at least statistically equivalent to an item.
It also, you feel the same way about the Blade Master.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you get the Blade of the Ruined King, you're like, okay, I guess I'm going to use it as a bow instead. And that kind of feels bad, I agree.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was very powerful. There was no downside of
Exactly.
using the item, you know?
Yeah, I feel like overall in set 2, powered down generally on items, and that felt pretty good to me.
Yep.
Kill the Singed!
Boy.
He's got it.
I mean, the Bloodfist is a power move on the Cinch, but
I mean, it got him top 3, right? Getting because he knew he could get to the level 2 Singe.
Yeah.
doesn't it? Wait, that Cinch doesn't have any more space, right?
No, it doesn't.
No.
Honestly, late game, Dragon Claw looking... Oh, there's also an Iceborne Gauntlet. That's okay.
Potentially.
I like
BT
Quicksilver as well.
Yeah.
In a lobby when everyone plays like 4 Zephyrs, I feel like Quicksilver is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, let's see. Are the Zephyr players knocked out? None here. Oh, Levi rolling for the Zed.
No, there's two Zephyrs here.
Yeah, you got doubles. The Kindred finally got it.
Yeah.
Cyan's already upgraded too. I think he's got the game in the bag.
That's a lot of 3-stars, and they're really all quality. Like even the Varus, when you think about a 3-star unit, it's not only about the raw power that they put on the board, but also the increased damage that they do to the little legends. So that's also affecting a lot of people in the lobbies.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about. Did you think it was worth it to roll early to execute them? Because
100%.
Yeah.
And this is going to be Ghosts matchup, so not the extra anyway. They were spared.
Yeah, we'll see. Levi.
Oh!
Is that 1 HP? It is.
Yeah, the Woodland Druid just doesn't quite have enough damage to get through. Feels like it's the Singe has most of the items, but he's not necessarily a huge damage threat. And then a Maokai with Titanic, you know, there's just not enough backline. Like,
yeah, I mean, Singe is definitely gonna do a lot of work, but if he wants to get further, probably have to 2-star the Zed.
Yeah, the thing is, Sneaky plays Woodlands, but the only 3-star unit is a Maokai, and you require basically a LeBlanc on a 3-star to have the damage that you pointed out that is lacking, right?
Yeah.
Or a 2-star Lux.
Yeah, like, but you can. I think you can use a lot of things in the Woodland Druid Assassin comp. Like Nocturne can be your carry if you want. You can maybe do Kha'Zix or Kiana or something, but he doesn't have.
He just wants to
any
stall right now, but he's right in the middle of all of them. Damage coming through. Boom!
Hey, it's still a top 4. He advances.
Oh, if he died a little slower.
Yeah, it was definitely a ways away, but
yeah,
big win for Seros. Just goes with the shadows, rolls them all the way through. 3
No
stars
one
on
else was
multiple
building
ones.
the shadows.
Yeah.
there's one other player I think who got knocked out pretty early. So Seros does a great job, finds a build no one else is looking in.
Not quite sure who he was paired with to see how the legend half of the duo did earlier.
Yeah.
Or if they're yet to play. But our Oppo player of the game is Japan's Seros. Big surprise!
Yeah, he
won.
He should be a well-known player to a lot of people. He's been to Worlds a number of times, and he's always known for being like the creative player. He has like the weird mid-lane pick, the Heimerdinger in
was
particular.
big, everyone was popping off.
Yeah, the big brain. So I guess that works for TFT as well.
Yeah.
I wonder when we're gonna get Heimerdinger in TFT.
I mean, yeah, set 3, looking at it, maybe.
So
He can be a summoner.
Well, yeah,
turrets.
exactly. What would he, or bring back Hextech because he does.
no, please
No.
don't. Please don't.
I like summoner for him, and I don't know what his origin would be. Robot?
I mean, we had that, right?
I liked Blitzcrank. I'd take him back.
I love him, but if you have the same trait and he starts with full mana and just puts a tower there, it might be too much.
Yeah, maybe.
Blitzcrank was, I think that's just an interesting point, though, because that was one of the few things, like you can tech around and move to try and have those mind games with people. You still have it now because a lot of people build Zephyrs, but I kind of miss the Blitzcrank style champion to have in the set.
He was also like an assassin.
Yeah.
When something's just one tap.
It's really funny when he comes with some AP items or something and you actually have big burst.
That's pretty sick. Or when you put the Zephyr on him, so when people try and avoid his placement of where he's going to hook, you Zephyr the other thing and hook.
But then he would have to wait for the first auto attack to ult.
Yeah.
It was a little bit awkward and random.
Yeah. But it was still fun. I always like seeing that.
So have you been climbing in set 2? We've got a little time here.
Yeah, although the soft MMR reset
the hard
kind of
reset.
puts you back a lot. I played, I think, 95 games, and I'm still in Diamonds. I still have yet to climb to Challenger.
Yeah, it definitely takes a while. Because most viewers watch these competitive things so they can learn, what's simple things that they can take into climbing ranked. What's your recommendation since we're having like a coaching themed event here?
I would say in set 2, there's a lot of, let's say, emphasis put on adaptation instead of just brute forcing compositions. You can still brute force some comps, but I feel like a lot of emphasis is put on early game and mid game pivoting in knowing which characters can be used as a transition unit and use those items later on in those stages,
Yeah, following up off that though, like let's say you don't hit anything that some of the early obvious comps, like you didn't hit your ocean stuff, you didn't hit your predator stuff, you didn't hit your woodland stuff. What's something that you're going to look for as like a key piece in like the 3 cost and up range where you're like, this is something I'm going to start trying to build around probably.
Yeah, it's very interesting that in set 2, you can either focus on hyper rolling, you can focus on hyper echoing, so for level 8 and go for that Singe and Z, but at the same time you can also focus on something like we just saw, like the shadow compositions. It's not something that focuses on tier 5 units, it's rather on the tier 3, so there's many ways of winning the game nowadays.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of embracing the hipster style, whatever nobody else is going. We're going to step away, though. As we go, Dash is going to give a look at the VIP experience here in Vegas.
Dash here, coming to you from the MasterCard VIP Lounge, where they have so graciously set up our pros and personalities for a weekend of all-star fun. Over my left-hand shoulder, you can see the bar where we set them up for refreshments for the evening. But more importantly, this event is about celebrating the best of League of Legends, and that's why we've given them the best seats in the house, where all of our pros and personalities can get to know each other, can make relationships, build relationships, and celebrate what is the game that brought us all together. Of course, we got the 1v1s going on behind me, and that has drawn the biggest of the crowds. But it doesn't stop there. We can't just give them nice seats and drinks for the night. We got to provide them with a few other things. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to go get myself a massage.
Does this Maokai die? I think Maokai dies. He seems to be killing most of my team and not taking damage. Not sure, we're not sure. Oh my god. What is healing? Is that a kill? Oh. Holy shit. Alright, that was nuts.